The Lincoln Academy of Illinois, a nonpartisan and nonprofit organization, was established in 1964 by the Governor of Illinois to recognize distinguished Illinoisans annually through the creation of the Order of Lincoln, the state's highest award for individual achievement. The Lincoln Academy is governed by a board of regents and a membership of general trustees who are appointed by the governor, who serves as its president, and by a chancellor elected by the membership, who serves as chief executive officer. The chief executive officers of all four-year colleges and universities in Illinois serve as academic trustees of the Lincoln Academy. The Student Laureate program was created in 1975 to honor outstanding seniors from each of the nearly 60 four-year degree-granting colleges and universities in Illinois, and one student representing the state community college system. Thus, the Lincoln Academy honors the great citizens of today and celebrates the great citizens of tomorrow, knowing that now, as always, our state and nation need what Vachel Lindsay called Lincoln-hearted men and women. Due to the unprecedented times in which we're living, the Lincoln Academy cannot host an in-person convocation this fall to congratulate and celebrate your leadership and academic successes the way we have in the past. Honoring you in a virtual manner by no means diminishes our pride in your accomplishments, nor our excitement in welcoming you into the phenomenal work of our organization. Please join the officers of the Lincoln Academy and past laureates in congratulating the class of 2021 Student Laureates. Your names and the institutions you represent will be read in the honor roll that concludes this program.
Even during the darkness of the COVID pandemic, human achievement still shines and gives us confidence and hope for a better future. Today, we recognize outstanding achievements by people still early in their lives and careers. This award is significant and is not diminished by the fact that we cannot assemble together as one body, but we can still join together in mind and spirit. And so, if you would, please join me in contemplation and prayer for the invocation. Almighty God, known by many names, heard in many voices, understood in many ways, we invoke your presence with us during this ceremony today. We gather to celebrate great accomplishments by those receiving the Abraham Lincoln Civic Engagement Award, honoring excellence in academics and extracurricular activities. We give thanks for their gifts and abilities they have generously shared with others. These students possess outstanding potential to become the great citizens of tomorrow, to make a difference in this needy world. We invoke your continued blessings upon them and grant them courage so they will not miss their shot. Make them mindful of great shoulders upon which they stand in Illinois, including Abraham Lincoln's. Remind them that with freedom and giftedness comes great responsibility. We ask the character qualities of the great citizens of the past be developed and continue to grow in the lives of these student laureates, including honesty, empathy, humility, perseverance, courage, intellect, vision, responsibility, leadership, and a passion for justice and righteousness. Bless as well those who supported these students in their work, teachers, coaches, families, and friends, all those who have nurtured them and who will continue to challenge them to turn their potential into greatness. Lord, hear our prayers. Amen. Student laureates, let me add my congratulations on your award. I look forward to following your continued successes in the future.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor Spears. Hello, and welcome to the 46th Student Laureate Convocation of the Lincoln Academy of Illinois. I'm Frank Clark, Chancellor of the Lincoln Academy, the Principal Executive Officer charged with oversight of the organization's activities. In a moment, I will introduce the Academy's President, the Honorable J.B. Pritzker, the Governor of our fine state. Speaking for all Academy members, I want to congratulate each of you. The Lincoln Academy is dedicated to honoring Lincoln's legacy by recognizing the great citizens of today with the Order of Lincoln. Those are our Lincoln Academy laureates. And also inspiring the great citizens of tomorrow, remarkable young women and men just like you as student laureates. I would like to say thank you to our many friends for giving their time, talent, and financial support throughout the year to make events like this possible. To all student laureates, your institutions have selected you to be recognized with this honor. You should be proud as we are of you. Normally, the Academy would be welcoming you at the old state capitol in the chamber of the House of Representatives, one of the most historic sites in Illinois, where President Abraham Lincoln delivered his famous House Divided speech. There would be a formal ceremony. You would be decorated with a Lincoln medallion, receive a stipend, and a formal declaration signed by Governor Pritzker bearing the Great Seal of the state of Illinois. We regret not being able to present your honors in person this year. However, the sentiment and recognition are no less important. Your certificate, medallion, and a $500 stipend will be sent to your institution's president, who will then present it to you. This year, we will also present each of you with a challenge coin, a symbol of our challenge to you to be the type of leader who will inspire and transform the world and make a positive difference in the lives of others. As Abraham Lincoln modeled so well, we want you to exemplify courage, empathy, honesty, and integrity in the way you live your life. Humankind will be forever better because of you. It is my honor to introduce 4 laureates, extraordinary Illinoisans, who have received the Order of Lincoln, the state's highest civilian award, in recognition of their accomplishments that have benefited mankind. Each laureate will share with you their insights for leading with courage, empathy, honesty, and integrity.
Hi, my name is Jean Driscoll, and I'm an 8-time winner of the Boston Marathon, 5 of those being in world record time. I'm also a member of the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Hall of Fame. As an undergraduate student at the University of Illinois, I was chosen to be a student laureate, and incredibly, nearly 25 years later, I was honored as a Lincoln Laureate. One of the things that makes this so remarkable is the fact that I was born with spina bifida, an open spine. For some reason, while I was growing inside my mother as a baby, my spine didn't form properly, and it caused damage to my spinal cord. When I was born, doctors told my parents I would never walk and might be dependent on them my entire life. Things turned out differently, though. My legs were weaker than most everyone else's, but I was able to walk with braces that stabilized my ankles. And it turns out I wasn't dependent on my parents beyond the normal time frame. I moved into the dorms at age 17 when I started college and even attended school out of state. Eventually, I had to start using a wheelchair, and it did change my life, but for the better. There are people who see me as courageous because of my disability. For me, though, disability is a characteristic like hair color or eye color, not a defining principle. It's what's inside that counts. Overcoming some of the obstacles in my life may have taken courage, and maybe it's part of the fire inside that wouldn't let me settle or give up. Courage has definitely been part of my story. The root of the word is cur and means heart. It was a strong feeling inside that drove me forward in life. What exactly is courage and what does it look like? When you think of the word, what comes to mind? Climbing a mountain, fighting a fire, standing up to bullies, public speaking, performing during a recital? Could it also be an alcoholic admitting they have a problem and are seeking help? Speaking up for what's right in the midst of others who have a different opinion? Perhaps it's facing the consequences after not telling a lie when it would be easier not to be honest. How about overcoming trauma? Courage is attempting to do something that is difficult, and it is a quality that is generally admired. Courage is when you move outside your comfort zone and do something that isn't easy for you. It looks different for everyone. In my life, it meant going 45 miles an hour down a mountain in Alaska and sliding sideways on the wet pavement because of the rain during a 9-day stage race. Admittedly, I do not want to do that again. It meant learning how to do interviews with the media after winning my first Boston Marathon because I was shy and didn't think I had anything of value to say in those early years. I learned otherwise. It has also meant going to the hospital and visiting lots of doctors. I was traumatized by needles and medical procedures as a child, and even now as an adult, I hate having blood drawn or getting stuck with any kind of needle. The difference is I no longer fight the nurses and doctors. Courage allows you to move forward in spite of fear or uncertainty. It's going outside your comfort zone, even when it's not easy to do so. But this is where you grow and have experiences that make you stretch. You're never the same afterward. It takes courage and heart to go to this place, and it's so worth it. I encourage you to visit this place regularly as you move through college, build your professional careers, and make a difference in this world. You are the next generation of leaders, and your courage, your heart, will impact the lives of people you will and will not know. Recognize the platform you have. Acknowledge the responsibility that comes with it, and use your influence for good. Congratulations on being a student laureate. You bring pride to your schools, communities, and the state of Illinois.
Greetings. I'm speaking from my home in Burr Ridge, Illinois, a southwest suburb of Chicago. I will talk about empathy. So what is empathy? What does it mean? What does it look like? Why is there such a focus of attention on empathy, especially now? And how did the character and leadership of Lincoln exemplify it in such a profound way that he became not only a symbol and a model for empathy, but also a synonym for the word itself? So let me go back to my questions. What is empathy? What does it mean? What does it look like? And how did Lincoln become this exemplar? Empathy often gets confused with compassion. They are quite close, but they're not the same. Compassion is driven by our sensitivity to the suffering of another and our desire to help someone to alleviate their physical, mental, or emotional pain. Compassion involves feeling for another, but it is still outside ourselves. We don't shift and we don't change internally. Empathy is quite different. While compassion is feeling for another, empathy is feeling as another. We do shift and we do change internally. We actually enter into the pain of another, living their story and genuinely feeling what they are feeling. Empathy is driven by a narrative, a worldview that says we belong to one another. We belong to the same human family, and we belong to the same mother, Earth. And it requires that we engage not just with our head, but with our heart and the essence of who we are, replacing ego with love, self with other, and them with us. Responding to another not only out of shared understanding, but out of shared felt experience. Empathy is actually the ultimate act of courage and vulnerability. And it is not a soft skill. You likely hear this a lot. I know I do, that there are hard skills and there are soft skills, and that empathy is a soft skill. And that your focus, especially as you seek a job or enter the workforce, is to focus on the hard skills, because that's how you get ahead and that's how you become successful. And because that's what can be observed, measured, and counted. Skills like strategic planning, fiscal management, complex problem solving, these competencies are important, of course, but please, make no mistake, they are not the competencies, the habits of mind and heart that ultimately make us successful in life and enable us to be inspiring and transformational leaders to others and for others. To me, empathy is one of the hardest skills of all. And frankly, it irritates me when I hear it marginalized by calling it a soft skill, although like it doesn't matter. Empathy is hard because it requires that we listen deeply, and it requires that we allow ourselves to be vulnerable and not in total control. And it requires that we don't just put on another's shoes, but we walk in their shoes as we walk with them. This is not easy. So please do not accept as truth that empathy is a soft skill. And if you hear anyone saying that it is, ask them to explain what they mean by soft, and then ask them to define empathy. I hope they can. But either way, your naming and mentioning of empathy and your challenge as to its efficacy will open a door to a very important conversation that matters especially now. Lincoln and his family spent time at the Cottage, a 19th century Camp David in Washington, D.C. It was next to the Soldiers' Home for disabled veterans. As the Civil War escalated, in addition to the Soldiers' Home, the land surrounding the cottage began to be filled with caravans of injured and dead men that arrived almost daily from the battlefield. It was here that Lincoln visited with the injured, as well as former slaves who had been recently freed through his Emancipation Proclamation. It was at the cottage where Lincoln's deep reflection and introspection after seeing the horrors of war and its human cost, he began to realize, and he was confronted with the results of his decision and the impact on human cost of the war. It was there that he concluded that the fate of the nation and the outcome of the war would rest on the issue of slavery, and that if one was enslaved, all were enslaved. Congratulations to you, the Lincoln Academy Student Laureates, and welcome.
My congratulations to all of you, not just for the honor that you receive and begin today, but for all of your discoveries and adventures that are ahead. And yes, for the honor that you do me in asking me to join you. I will be brief, as anybody who undertakes to address any gathering that invokes the name of Abraham Lincoln should know. It is wisest not to exceed 272 words, as he put into the Gettysburg Address. Anything much more would seem pretentious. I will try to speak as asked about the virtue of honesty, as Mr. Lincoln not only saw it, but as he lived it. Virtues are not possessions, they're goals. And sometimes we human beings strive but fall short. Try anyway. Honesty is not as beguilingly simple as telling the truth at all times, with honorable exceptions allowed for telling children about the tooth fairy. You will find always telling the truth to be a task. Like any task, it requires work. It means looking for truth when it's concealed by conflicting perceptions and emotions, including our own. Being honest doesn't mean we have to choose between telling the truth and being kind. It means we should seek a kind or at least understanding way to be honest. We shave the truth, and notice here, I can't quite bring myself to say lie, to avoid hurting somebody's feelings or offending someone who's influential in our lives, or yes, making the most generous possible deductions on our taxes. But as Mr. Lincoln said, let us judge not, that we be not judged. It is much easier to be honest about the flaws, imperfections, and banalities that we see in others, except perhaps our children. The kind of honesty that Mr. Lincoln embodied had the character to turn unflinching powers of observation on our own abilities, motives, judgments, actions, and values. It is the kind of honesty that calls on us to stand outside of ourselves and look bluntly and truthfully into our hearts, our minds, and even our souls. To not just recognize our errors, but try to redress them. Honesty asks us to recognize not only our own flaws, which, if we're lucky, we may find forgivable, but our own hypocrisies and even our deceits. It means looking into ourselves and then not looking away. 276 words. I'm sorry to be so windy.
Hi, I'm Mike Krzyzewski, and I'm the head basketball coach, men's basketball coach at Duke University. I've been here for 41 years and was the head coach at West Point, my alma mater, for 5 years before that. And I had the honor of being our United States national team coach for 11 years. And I've spent a lot of time with teams and in leadership. And I want to congratulate all of you student laureates on a job well done thus far. You know, to be chosen for this is an incredible honor. You know, you're the pick of the litter. You've really done things the right way, and it's I'm very proud of you and congratulate you on that. And as you're about to make next steps in your life and in your career, you know, I've been asked to talk about integrity, you know, and integrity in teamwork, in integrity as a leader. And I would tell you that I learned about integrity from my family. I grew up in inner city Chicago, and I was taught to do what is right. And basically, that's what integrity is. You should know what's right and what's wrong, right? Come on, man. You know, like, do what's right. And you do what's right, not just when it's easy to do what's right. You do what's right because that's what needs to be done. And you do it in public and you do it in private. And it becomes a habit where integrity becomes part of your inner soul. You know, it's really the basis upon which you build everything else about your character. You know, when I went to the military academy, West Point, that integrity was enhanced at a higher level. We had an honor code. You don't lie, cheat, or steal, or tolerate those who do. And I learned to be in an environment where everybody was doing the right thing. Everybody was doing right. And I saw the progress that was made, but also with different teams that I was on, but also the relationships that were formed for a lifetime because you were with other people that you knew were going to do the right thing. In my own program at Duke, we are a value-based program. In other words, we won a lot of games, we've won a lot of championships and whatever, and X's and O's of the of what we're doing, just like in whatever business you're going to be in or whatever. That's all important. The knowledge of whatever you're going to be doing in your life and your career is important. It should be value-based. And so in our program, we have a 7 value-based foundation. I want to show you real quick. I hope you can see that this is really a picture of the 7 values of our program, okay? Of our culture. You see which one's the first one? Integrity. The other ones they're not going to reach the level that they should. Courage, respect, selfless service, duty, loyalty, trust. Those are amazing values. If you don't have integrity, you're not going to get to those others. And leading with integrity and having integrity and doing what's right because it needs to be done at that moment. You know who it's going to make feel great? You. Every day when you look, and I know, I hope you're not tired of looking at my big nose and big ears, but when I look in the mirror, I can look in the mirror and say, all right, I'm doing this the right way. Now, that doesn't mean you always win. That the course of action that you decide to do as a unit will always be successful. I think it'll be successful more, and you will feel good about moving forward individually or collectively if you embrace integrity. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. It's been the basis of my life. I'm 73 right now, and I love that I was taught to embrace that value. And as you move forward in the amazing lives that you have ahead of you, and by the way, go for it. Follow your heart. All right, follow your heart. Do what's right. And you all have talent, or else I wouldn't be talking to you. You wouldn't have been chosen. So keep doing it the right way and have the courage to follow your convictions and your dreams and follow your heart with integrity. So thanks for spending a few minutes with me. Being someone from the land of Lincoln, I'm proud of you. Great state, and this is an amazing program, and you all have done a good job. Keep it going, all right? Thanks for allowing me to spend some time with you.
Thank you, laureates. I know your words will inspire and guide our new student laureates. Now it's my privilege to introduce J.B. Pritzker, the 43rd governor of the state of Illinois. I will mention only a few of his many accomplishments to date, starting with his early science-based leadership providing fact-based guidance that continues to protect millions of Illinois residents from the mass COVID virus infection. He championed Rebuild Illinois, the largest investment in the state's history to upgrade roads, bridges, broadband, and universities. He is a national leader in childhood education and has made child care more affordable in Illinois. He has reduced taxes for small businesses while incentivizing more job creation. His cabinet and staff is the most diverse in Illinois' history.
Hello, this is Governor J.B. Pritzker. I'm so proud to celebrate all of the accomplishments of the Lincoln Academy Class of 2021 student laureates. No matter the path you took to get here today, I know that each and every one of you will make great contributions to the collective well-being of our state. And while you come from different backgrounds, universities, and communities, it's the diversity of our state that's one of our greatest strengths. I would like to thank your institutions of higher learning for all that they have done to provide a safe and secure learning environment throughout the pandemic. You see, these are no ordinary times, and that means we need extraordinary leaders to pave the way forward. And I have no doubt that as our next generation of leaders, you all share a heightened understanding of what it means to truly lead. As lifelong scholars, I ask you to continue to work towards shaping a brighter future for yourselves, your families, your communities, and for our entire state. This is a momentous accomplishment, and it should stand as a testament to your tremendous resiliency and dedication. So celebrate yourselves and your success. This is a moment for you to dream big, be bold, and relish the journey ahead. Know that the state of Illinois is rooting for you. Congratulations and best of luck.
Thank you, Governor, for that excellent guidance and thought for these new student laureates. Student laureates, you represent the best and brightest in our state. In my judgment, you are the foundation for the future of Illinois. Allow me to highlight a few of your accomplishments. You are outstanding scholars. You are leaders in student organizations, volunteer work, and student government. You have conducted independent research projects and started non-for-profit organizations. You have served in programs that address homelessness, environmental causes, Special Olympics, and participated in natural disaster and international relief efforts. You are pursuing careers in teaching, business, medicine, law, STEM research, filmmaking, and much more. You are indeed positioned to be the great citizens of tomorrow, and perhaps you are already some of the great citizens of today. I recognize that for many of you, the next chapter in your lives may take you away from Illinois, but I hope you will always consider coming back home to Illinois. Each of you is extremely gifted, and wherever life may take you, we expect that you will make a contribution to the betterment of humankind, thereby living up to Lincoln's legacy. The Lincoln Academy looks forward to remaining connected with you to challenge and motivate your continued growth and development. Speaking for all Academy members, we wish you the very best.
Augustana College, Laura Kathryn Keenan. Aurora University, Gavin Edward Withiger. Benedictine University, Miriam Salik. Blackburn College, Brianna Milich. Bradley University, Nyla L. Brown. Chicago State University, Nekoiya O. Washington. Columbia College Chicago, Anna Elizabeth Baumeister. Concordia University Chicago, Jesse Mueller. DePaul University, Ankit Pal. Dominican University, Nathalie Valdivia Alberto Beso. East-West University, Asha Thompson. Eastern Illinois University, Jeremiah A. Boyd Johnson. Elmhurst University, Hannah Riley Bacon. Eureka College, Chloe K. Overstreet. Governor State University, Sedona Lynn Smith. Greenville University, Adin Fleischer. Illinois College, Lauren Regina Scambilleri. Illinois Institute of Technology, Joyce Gu. Illinois State University, Luke Christian Madden. Illinois Wesleyan University, Daniel John Maish. Judson University, Madison Kendall Psinas. Knox College, Rebecca Bell Gadiel. Lake Forest College, Hernandez Mizrim. Lewis University, Jada Hoffman. Lincoln College, Jacqueline Nicole Gunderson. McKendree University, Jessica Ann Hoffman. Millikan University, Nat Mars Long. Monmouth College, Elizabeth M. Gustafson. National Louis University, Llewellyn D. Krupa. North Central College, Rishana A. Walker. North Park University, Ellen G. Hilbrands. Northern Illinois University, Megan Nicole Nordstrom. Northwestern University, Claire Koster. Olivet Nazarene University, Natalie E. Cook. Principia College, Sophie Hills. Quincy University, Bailee S. Highbarger. Rockford University, Ryan Nathaniel Callahan. Roosevelt University, Rose Poplowski. St. Xavier University, Kathryn M. Hutto. School of the Art Institute of Chicago, Shreya Agarwal. Southern Illinois University Carbondale, Francesca C. Burkett. Southern Illinois University Edwardsville, Samantha Ray Gallatin. The University of Chicago, Stephanie Catherine Reitzig. Trinity Christian College, Evie Jo Dykhouse. Trinity International University, Catherine Alice. University of Illinois at Chicago, Courtney J. Washington. University of Illinois Springfield, Summer L. Warner. University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, Alexa Christine Smith. University of St. Francis, Jonathan Matthew Wolf. Vandercook College of Music, Daniel Richard Schmidt. Western Illinois University, Elizabeth N. Lutz. Wheaton College, Natalie Ann Schutz. McHenry County College, Edith Sanchez Hernandez.